Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Cone Dodger here. Welcome back to Formula 1 2018. Today we are headed to Japan, and let's take a quick look at our R&D progress as of right now before we head out to Japan. Or history. History is a good... yes. Many of you have probably realized this was going on, but maybe didn't quite see it. But even though I have been redoing a... Did I say redoing? Either way. I've been doing a reduced research season, so I've not been completing all the practice programs, and I've kind of been taking it easy on contract negotiations. We've still managed to get our car well ahead of the pack. And that is why all of a sudden I think Alonso came to life last week. You see, we finally got parity with the Haas and the Ferrari. All three cars basically the same the last two races. Well, this weekend things are different. We have a major aero development on the car, and it's really excelled.
Remember to select a driver
shut
that
up.
you consider your rival
I don't hear you
from the
right now.
rivalry screen on the workstation. Performing well against
Yes,
your rival
Emma.
respect.
Yes, I know.
When it comes to our contract.
Emma, please. All right. I have not been covering all of the stuff to do with the car as much as I did in previous seasons because we're really snapping through this one. This season's much more about the racing than it is the development. I really look forward to our F1 2019 playthrough where I will definitely get back into really, showing and explaining what it is I'm doing with the team. But overall, is there a way? Let's see. I think if I go here, you can see all the stuff in orange is the stuff that we aren't saving right now. So the next season in the career, without saving all this stuff, we would be, pretty far back in the pack. We would essentially be starting from square one with this McLaren. We just have a good chassis. But since I'm ignoring that stuff, it's really allowing me to kind of just rocket up the field at the end of the season, which is interesting. Does it show versus the rest of the field? Okay, so aero, we are third. Engine, I think we're first, yes, which is interesting. Chassis, we are first, and durability doesn't really matter. No, it doesn't show. So yeah, within one season, I was able to pretty much get this team pretty darn far up the pack, and I am still playing on legendary difficulty. The practice programs are hard and, challenging, so it really seems like good results just pretty much push whatever team you're on to have good development. So maybe that's a balance issue, maybe I'm just not playing difficult enough, but one way or another, we've definitely shot McLaren to the top of this field. Alright, I went ahead and spared you Q1 today, but this tells the tale. Fernando P1, Cone Dodger P2. Pretty close to the top, but really a pretty dominant performance. I see some people tried the soft tires in Q1, and looks like they're pretty far down. I'm going to go out and run a lap on the soft tires in Q2, because it was asked of me. And that's something that I see people ask for quite a bit. I've done it on a few occasions, and that is to start on the harder compound and then go to the soft compound. And the idea there is, you're going to start on a tire that will go longer, and you can stay out on track longer. You can put the good tires on last and run really quick at the end. In general, I find that to be the slower strategy. In general, I find that to be the strategy of what to do if it's a difference between a 2-stop and a 3-stop race. At the race distances we run, it just doesn't end up being very relevant. But because our car is so very good here, and I really do love Suzuka, I'm going to give it a try as just a personal challenge to see if I can even make it to Q3 on these tires. It's such a weird feeling driving it into turn 1, because you really kind of ease it in there, but believe it or not, you're right on the edge. I think that's a lot of this track, is figuring out where the edge is. That was a little little slow right there. It's definitely different on these tires. On the brakes, I think, is where I'm noticing it the most. Struggling to get down to speed at the apexes. Definitely felt it right there. The nose just not responding nearly as well. This thing has some really good straightaway speed though, so I'm not too worried. Should we nail this last chicane? Not perfect, but not terrible either. A 27.6 might do it. That might do it. Like I said, it's a personal challenge. I don't think this is the ideal strategy. A 27.0 from Vettel. That's a spicy meatball. Ooh, that was risky. It was looking good, and then right at the last second, a bunch of people went quick, including Vettel down into the 6s. And Alonso in the 6s. So we're the only ones in the top 10 doing what we're doing. We'll see how that plays out. But now we can go to Q3 with the good tires and see if we can do that 26. But wow, that was a lot closer than it was looking like it was going to be. I was third for so long, and then at the last second it was just doop, 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 doop. Alright, well, let's go out on track with the good tires on the car this time. So those softs are the tires we're going to start the race on. It's a little worrying being on the slower tire in a pack of cars on the quicker tire, but it should only take 2 or 3 laps before it starts to like equal out, and then we might have ourselves an interesting time. It's great that Alonso's on the opposite strategy too, so we can really see what that did for us or against us. But now I'm gonna really focus in here on just nailing this lap. Pole position would be great. Just judging on the practice pace of the car and Alonso's pace, we should be able to do it. If I hit the right lap. Get out of the dirt. Ooh, that was super nice through there. A little bit oversteer, but really didn't hurt it. A little bit easy into there, but I got a great exit. Nose so much more responsive there. Did I skip a gear? I feel like I skipped a gear. 27.4 for Alonso already. I don't know that this is going to be a 6. I don't know if it's felt much faster than my Q1 run, and it wasn't a 6 then. It was. Alright. Alright. 26.3. That's rather expedient.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Red lines up on pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Alonso, Ocon, Max Verstappen and Magnussen, Grosjean, Ricciardo, Leclerc and Nico Hülkenberg, Perez, Sainz, Kimi Raikkonen and Ericsson, Sirotkin, Gasly, Lewis Hamilton and Lance Stroll. Hartley and Valtteri Bottas starts from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
We're still in with a chance of winning the title. We need you to push as hard as you can in the 5 remaining races.
All right, that's a little optimistic, my friend. Yeah, that would be quite a feat. All right, so we're going to be going to lap 7. in a 13-lap race. So a pretty long stint on the Supers, really, even going out to 7. So the main advantage is we're gonna go to lap 7, and there's virtually no chance that when we come out of the pits, we'll be in traffic. The only traffic we would be in is traffic for position, and that's way more ideal than traffic than the back markers, like not for position. So we'll see how that plays out. All right, what a view here, but we're gonna be starting on the harder tire. Yeah, definitely did not get a good getaway. Alonso's on the attack. This first lap or 2 is going to be really critical for me. How well can I maintain position? I knew I would lose off the start, just because the harder tire isn't going to launch as well. But it's all about maintaining for the first couple laps and then waiting for the car to come around and the tires to come around to me. This is difficult. Pushing the car, heavy fuel, or heavier fuel. I really don't want to lose touch with these two, if possible. I certainly don't want to fall any further down the field.
Okay, we're through the start gate. Now let's build on it.
I'm surprised he didn't insult me for losing positions. Ooh, Alonso a little squirrely there. Getting up to 130R, not really any draft here, so not much of a drama. It's honestly easier in this than it was in that MX-5 a few weeks ago. That thing was hairy around there. Pretty big gap in front of me. Gonna take a few laps for this to come around to us. But it will. Those Supers, especially at a track like this.
Some information on Verstappen. They seem to have an issue.
It's early. They will wear, and they will wear quicker than mine. So especially in sections like that, and the S's. Ooh, that was messy. It should start to come around our way. Now what's going to be wild is at the end of the race, lowest fuel,
Okay,
best tire.
Somewhere on the
Yes, we know, Codemasters, the track's very big. It's hard to get the radio signal out there. Thank you for reminding us. Let's drop down to mode 3. Alonso all over Vettel here. Love to see it. But already we've turned a faster lap. Now Alonso is trapped, so his lap was certainly compromised. Stuck in dirty air. But already I'm feeling a little bit quicker through this section. Yeah, you can see it. So the kicker is, if we get ahead of them before the pit stop, before their pit stop, we may get undercut a touch, but it pretty much puts us in the catbird seat. Because that last stint, we're just going to be way faster for at least a few laps. And then their softs will have wear by the time ours start to go off. It's not the strategy I would have picked for this race, but it's an interesting one to try. See if Alonso gets any DRS move here.
Power from the engine is going to be down slightly and showing some minor wear.
It's very minor, just shut up about it. He went for the move, but nothing developed out of it. Question for me is, when are they going to be pitting in a race this short? And that's what I was talking about. In a longer race, these kind of strategies can be more fun. And we're almost there. There's really not that much time left before we get to the June 28th, I think, release date.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
That's already the strategy we were doing, Jeff. Hey, would you like to stick to the strategy you were doing, or would you rather change to a new strategy that is already what you were doing? You know what, I think I'll stick to what I was doing.
Our gap to the car in front is 2.0 seconds.
I'm really hoping this starts to kind of go our way. So far,
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the super softs.
hasn't been great. Too deep into turn one, but it worked out all right. There we go, a nice hook through the S's. That should help close that gap in. Kimi out of the race. We haven't had any safety cars
The gap to the car behind is
in ages.
4.2 seconds.
Extra battery power here. Not quite close enough for any draft. I'm curious if they're considering pitting at this point.
Fuel is looking really good. You're managing it well.
Oh wow, we have so much extra fuel. Glad he said that. Somebody took out the pylon. It might have been me. Alonso pits.
Nando's in for his stop.
We're gonna go into rich mix. So considering he's only going to be going to the tires that I am on, but newer, I'm really not sure what kind of advantage he'll have per lap. Maybe a second. It looks like I'm only going to go one longer than Vettel. But it will keep me out of traffic for sure. I think this is still a winnable race. Especially with all this extra energy. Yeah, we're almost mirroring our fastest lap. There he goes.
Vettel is in the pits.
So this will
We're
be,
boxing this lap.
yep,
Give us
our
the
in
best
lap.
in lap you can.
What do you guys think? Where am I gonna end up? Am I still third after this pit sequence? I'm guessing I'll be third. Maybe Alonso ahead of Vettel, though. And closer to Vettel than I was. And we're going to be on really good tires with a lot of fuel to burn. That's going to be fun. As of right now, Vettel's in front. Alonso maybe had a little bit of traffic on his outlap. Front tires got pretty warm this stint.
Box this lap.
All right. See how this plays out. Quite a bit of time on pit road here.
Go now.
There they are. There they go.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit.
Not too shabby.
If you cross over into the track.
Hey, it actually did play out exactly like I said. Alonso in front, and Vettel right in front of us. It's gonna take a few turns for these tires to come in. But for at least a lap or two, they're gonna be way better. I gotta try not to run anybody over here. Vettel's super defensive through there. Can we get him in the draft? Probably not, because he's got a good draft himself. But we are on max engine power. Okay, that's a lot of speed into 130R. Alonso locks them up. I had to lock him up to stay off of both of them. Somehow Alonso holds the position. Boxing in Vettel. 3 wide for the lead. Wheel to wheel, he pushed me to the inside. Holy crap. Excuse me. That was a bit much. Warning collision. Thanks. Thanks, marshals. You really paid attention to what was going on there, huh? That all started with Alonso's lockup.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
This might work for us. Holy block, Batman. Bad man, you're a bad man. Very bad man. You can block, that's fine. But you gotta be able to maintain corner speed if you do it, in my opinion. And he did not do that. Jeez. Thought he was gonna block again.
Brilliant. Nice move.
Alright, now by the last lap, our tires are going to equal. So I'm going to try and kind of take it easy here. I also wouldn't mind trying to help Alonso get around Vettel. Not that I think we really have anywhere to go in the championship standings, but 2 max points race in a row would be a pretty good feeling. He's got a lot of draft right here. This is not what you do. This is not how this works. I don't know how that worked. All he did, though, was give me DRS right here. And into the power modes here. It's a shame I'm not able to throw in a fast lap because of the race, but I think I still took it at the beginning of the race anyway, which is a testament of how intense the race has been. Gotta be careful of overdriving that turn.
There's 3 laps of fuel
Really
remaining.
did not want to go out of there. I think him staying in the draft is not something I had planned in my agenda. Right, now with me out in front, how does that change things down here? Let me try and watch what Alonso's doing.
We pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
Oh, it wanted to push there. I don't know how we're gonna get Alonso around Vettel. That's what I'm really trying to do, more than anything. Let's try to help him out. But I think my draft is so good for Vettel that it's killing Alonso's chance. Unless he's been saving energy for the end, Alonso's been dropping back. Almost missed my turn in there. That's close to the pit wall. Nice lap.
This is your final lap of the race.
Looking rich. Alonso got closer. I think our tires are probably equaled out at this point. Much like at the end of our first stint. Vettel missed his mark there. Although we got a massive exit, wow. It's like he just backed up his entry to get a good exit.
Lap of fuel remaining.
Yikes. Don't want to touch that curb on the inside, that'll happen. He wouldn't, right? I don't think he has the run. He does not have the runs. Well, I didn't get my end goal, but
Absolutely awesome. Just amazing. Well done.
that was an entertaining time. I'm glad we did what we did. Demonstrated what the inverse strategy is like from
It was
the
a tough
pole
race at
position.
times, but they've held on to take a great victory for McLaren today.
Still another podium for McLaren, so that's not disappointing.
How exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
Don't say
I
strategy.
feel like consistency was probably
Okay.
the key today.
And as the adrenaline dies down after another eventful Grand Prix, here come the top three out onto the podium.
Even if that was only like a quarter of a race, if that
And
quarter of
after
a
this
race had
round of
happened
the
in real
World
life,
Championship, here's how
be
things
amazing.
look in the drivers' table. It's a good result for Sebastian Vettel, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. And now I'd like to ask
Sort
you,
of. Oh, hey,
Anthony
we have
Davidson,
position.
Who was
Oh.
your driver of the day?
oh,
That's got to be the flying fin. Wait, how many flying fins have we had now? Anyway, I'm talking about Bottas this time. Just great raw speed. And a good
amazing
job
job
in
from
On to
20th
the
to
constructors
14th.
then. Ferrari
in the
extend
Mercedes.
their lead at the top of the championship.
Amazing
Another
job.
team that will be satisfied with this Grand Prix is Sauber, whose good result moves them further up
God.
the championship. There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come.
Everybody
this season.
remember.
I hope you can join us at the next race to see just who will come out on top.
Everybody remember Season 3 of F1 2018 Career, where Sauber beats Mercedes. Oh, what a weird playthrough this has been. What a weird playthrough. I don't think we have... It's possible we could close on Haas, but not likely. But it's super likely we could finish as high as second. I would say third is within view. Second is still within chance. And that would be cool. And if Alonso keeps doing as well as he is, who knows what might happen. Well, that was certainly interesting. I'm gonna watch a good little bit of the replay here, because that was pretty entertaining. So, oh man, I smoked him off the start there. That was definitely not the right tire to be on in that situation. Tried to get to the outside of Alonso there. There was a good bit of contact. It was kind of towards the end, I believe. No, it was after the pit stop, right? Yeah. For this first stint, it was just kind of me versus myself. And then it actually gets interesting a little bit later on. I was definitely struggling on the soft tires at the start, trying to match the pace of the front runners. Here's where the strategy does work. If you're like end of the top 10, if you're a mid-pack car, sometimes you can make that work. Sometimes you can stretch it out and get out of traffic, run quick laps, and manage to better your position. The other place is where you can start on the hard tire and move directly to the medium tire. Or sorry, this is confusing. We started on the medium tire this weekend. In F1 2019, this will make a lot more sense. We started on medium tire. In a long race, we could have started on medium and went to hard instead of doing soft, medium, hard, or soft, soft, medium, or anything like that. That's where the kind of inverse strategy shenanigans really start to become relevant. And I remember doing that a few times, especially early in our Haas career. Meow meow. See, I'll be excited to get back to doing that kind of stuff for F1 2019. I don't look for any early gameplay footage from me. I have never, certainly never heard anything or any word from Codemasters. I have a feeling they probably wouldn't care for me either way, and that's fine. I've never thought that like early access videos was worthwhile. I'd much rather people view that are interested in the series and want to see like my actual playthrough, not like, ooh, look at this early footage. because those people just don't seem to really stick around. They're just there because of impatience, I guess. I personally haven't watched very much of F1 2019 pre-footage at all. I want the disappointment to be real and in the moment. Alright, here is... I believe this would be our lap of pit entry? I think. Unless they're just super far ahead at this point. Nope, this is pit stop. So this is where it starts to get pretty wild. But boy, if there is one feature of F1 2019 I do want, please let at least in the replay mode let you like skip around lap to lap. Incidents would be amazing, like passes, contact, anything like that. Let you like let the user skip around through those. That would be cool. But even just if it was lap to lap, I would be immensely grateful. Everything seems so slow now, watching in real time. Sparks. Sparks. I think this is the lap down into turn 1 where it gets really spicy. Yep, there's Alonso locking it up. That's what starts it all. And then I pinch Vettel behind Alonso. So he goes left. What a terrible view that was. And then it got physical. It definitely got physical there. And then he took a big swipe back at me. Let's see. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely pushed it in there. Ooh, can I get a screenshot of that? Thumbnail opportunities. Yeah. All right, this is a view. He turned into me there too, but on exit, he turned into me a bunch. That was wild. That was wild. I was lucky to get away with that one. No damage. As was he. And then, I mean, it was pretty interesting from there. But not as all the way. Not as wild. I don't remember exactly where the move was. Kind of chopped me off there. I think it goes back and forth, right? Like, the DRS starts to play back and forth. Yeah. But that was definitely the part that I really wanted to see. Alright, everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. I'll see you next time.